Dear friends, I am Dr. Mrinal Sharma and today I'll be discussing with you the tips and pearls for patella resurfacing. We all know that the knee joint is made up of three compartments: the medial compartment, the lateral compartment and the patellofemoral compartment. So when I was working with Dr. Anawat at the Hospital for Special Surgery, he taught me one thing, that if you are not replacing a patella, you are actually not doing a total knee replacement. You are doing a partial knee replacement. So patellofemoral joint, according to him, is mandatory to be replaced once you're doing a total knee replacement. It is very important that you replace the patella if you're doing a total knee replacement. So patella replacement is of utmost importance. Those of you who do not replace the patella or might be inclined to do so in the near future, they should learn the tips and tricks and how to do it and how to avoid a lot of complications, because patella replacement is a little tricky thing. It can have a lot of complications as well. You need to be careful about while you are doing a patella replacement. So let us start with the basic anatomy. You see, the patella has an anterior surface where you have a base of patella. You can see the base here, and this is the apex of the patella. Okay, and on the posterior surface you have a medial facet. Okay, this is the interfacetal groove and this is the lateral facet. Okay, so you should understand that the medial facet is small and the lateral facet is actually bigger. So the normal patella, which should be like this, is actually like this. Okay, so this is the medial facet and this is the lateral facet of the patella. Okay, so that's the basic anatomy which you must know. So this articulates in the groove, the trochlear groove or the notch. So you can see here, this is the medial side of the patella, this is the lateral side of the patella, this is the lateral femoral condyle, this is the medial femoral condyle, and this is the trochlear groove or the notch. And the normal thickness of patella should be usually 22 to 24 millimeters. Okay, and this is the cartilage thickness which you see once you're doing a 45-degree skyline view. So this patella should be articulating centrally and inside this groove over here without any mobility onto any of the sides, especially lateral side where it usually goes into subluxation. So few things which you should know about patella is what is patellar tilt, what is patellar shift, what is patellofemoral joint thickness. So these are things which actually need to be calculated, So once you see here that if you draw a line between the two condyles, okay, of the femur, okay, and you draw a transverse line through the center of the patella, okay, so this angle which is formed here, this angle is actually the patellar tilt angle. So this angle is tilted more, it is more if the patella is, if the medial side is actually lax. So if the medial retinaculum is lax, the patella will be tilted more towards the lateral side, or it will open up from the medial side. So this is the patellar tilt angle which will be increased in a case where the medial side is lax and the patella is subluxing onto the lateral side. And then we have a patellar shift. So if you draw angles here, you understand, in the trochlear groove, and you draw a midline separating that groove, and you draw a midline which actually should be through the center of the patella. So this difference is the patellar shift. So this also has a bearing on the, it is said to have a bearing on the anterior knee pain and other problems. There is another thing which you should understand in a patella is the thickness of the patella, or the distance between the anterior part of the patella to the center of this groove. So this is called the patellar thickness. So patellar thickness is actually labeled like this as X. So this is joint stuffiness which you actually calculate once you are doing patella, because you don't tend to overstuff the patella. So X should be equal to X once you're doing patella replacement. So the amount of bone which you cut once you are replacing the patella needs to be replaced by the exact thickness of the button. You understand? So the remnant is Z. So X should be equal to Y plus Z. If you put these of a bigger thickness, it is going to overstuff the joint. So if you overstuff the joint, you will have anterior knee pain. So this is also very much important. There is another determinant which is called the patellar resection angle, which I will tell you what it is exactly once we resect the patella. And another thing, I am going to do an attuned knee patella here, where you can see actually that this has a special kind of patella which has a medialized dome. So you see here, this is the lateral side, this is the medial side, and this dome is medialized over here. So this is not a normal patella. The button here is like this, it is like this. Okay, so you can see here that this is medialized, the dome apex is medialized, so it helps in centralizing over the trochlear groove. So that is the advantage of such kind of a medialized dome patella. It is also called a glide right patella because it actually makes the patella glide into the trochlear groove at the right amount of coverage of the trochlear groove, and there are also the trochlear groove in the attuned knee is specially made such that the patella automatically glides in the center of this trochlear groove. So if you see this here replaced patella, you can see that this is the normal body of the patella and this is the patella which has been replaced. So this is here you can I think appreciate that this is a patella which has a medialized dome. So this is the medial side. So the dome is onto the medial side and it articulates well in the femoral condyle, the prosthesis. So that is the advantage of a medialized dome patella or a glide right patella. So one thing more which you should understand is the patellar section angle, which I will tell you. So once you cut this, if this is the thickness of the patella here, okay, you have to cut the patella at this part like this, okay, so that it is equal on both these sides, here, all through it is equal thickness here. Suppose you are cutting it at this angle, so your patellar section angle is going to be hayway. How? This angle has to be like this. Angle between this, your angle of resection, and the angle between the condyles is actually the patellar resection angle. So if you cut it like this, you cut more onto the one side, your patella is going to be tilted towards the other side. So this dome, if the patella has been cut like this by you and the button is placed like this, it's not going to sit properly and glide properly in the groove. So that is the importance of the patellar resection angle. So the resection angle ideally should have been like this in this case rather than like this. So I'll show you a paper which I published recently with Dr. Anawad, which shows that the patellar section angle has an importance because it correlates with the anterior knee pain. The incidence of anterior knee pain is directly proportional to the problem to the patellar section angle.